you today? Are you fine? I hope you are. Now, I am feeling a little better, if you're wondering. Yeah, I'm fine. A little fever, but who cares? Okay, guys, I hope you did well in the quiz simulation. So right now I'm gonna correct it. I'm gonna try to explain as fast as I can because the videos, when they're too long, they take hours to upload. So I'm trying to make them shorter, but it doesn't always work. Anyway, let's not waste time and let's start. So the exercise is about elasticity. You need to know that a type of this exercise will be on the final, okay? So this exercise, I try to put everything in it except for the graph. The plotting, you already know how to do it. So let's start with the first question. The first question was to determine, first I'm gonna put the equations in here. I do have my cheat sheet. I did all the calculations already to avoid wasting time. So for the demand, I had minus 1 over 15 QD plus 200. That was my demand. And for my supply, I had P was equal to 1 over 30 QS plus 80. Okay? So now the first question, simple one, determine the equilibrium price and quantity. Well, we start with the quantity, then we find the price. So question 1, I'm not going to rewrite it. So it's just QE and PE. Oops, as usual. Do you see? PE. So how do we do to find the equilibrium? You know that it's simply the intersection between the supply and the demand. So the two equations are equal. I always start with the supply because it makes it easier. So 1 over 30 QE now plus 80 should be equal to minus 1 over 15 QE plus 200. Okay, so I'm going to keep the 200 here. I'm going to move the one with QE over here and then the other number. So I'm just going to do it. So 1 over 30, 30. I can't write 30 because I'm thinking QE. Plus, okay, plus 1 over 15 QE is equal to 200 minus 80. Okay, so here I'm going to put in common. So it's going to become 2 over 30 QE. Okay, 2 over 30 QE. And here, if I calculate, it's going to give me 120. So let's do it. So here it becomes 3 over 30 QE is equal to 120. Okay? 3 over 30 is equal to 1 over 10. So I'm going to simplify 1 over 10. 10. So QE is equal to 120 times 10, which is 1,200. That would be your equilibrium quantity. Now, in order to find the price, we simply have to plot this in one of the two equations. What I'm going to do is put it in the supply because it's a lot easier. It avoids having the sign mistake. Okay, so PE is equal to 1 over 30 times QE plus 80. So PE is equal to 1 over 30 times 1,200 plus 80. So 1,200 divided by 30, that would be 40. 40 plus 80 is going to give you PE is equal to 120. Okay, this is very simple. We have done this in chapter 3 many times. So I'm going to erase everything and put my PE and QE over here. So QE, question 1. Question 1. I have QE is equal to 1,200. and PE is equal to 120. Take a screenshot if you want. I'm moving on. I need the space. That's why I'm writing them over there. Clear? Let's move on. Okay. Question 2 was to determine the demand elasticity between two prices. I'm rewriting this to keep it on the board. Okay, guys. Question 2, demand elasticity between price 100 and price 140. Okay, in order to find the solution to this question, you first need to know your formula, okay? So you put the formula, then you see what you need. And once you find what you need, you calculate it. It's that simple. Okay, what do I know about the elasticity of demand? I know that ED is equal to percentage delta QD over percentage delta P. Of course, the absolute value, I'm going to put it here because I really need to have things perfectly. Okay, so how do I calculate percentage delta QD? I'm going to assume I have 2 points. So I have QA minus QB B over QA plus QB, everything over 2, everything over PA minus PB over PA plus PB over 2, and absolute value for everything because the elasticity is always positive. Okay, so I do have the prices, but I do not have the quantities. So I need to first find the quantities, then use those quantities to find the elasticity. Very simple. You simply use the supply. I'm sorry, I'm calculating the demand elasticity. So use the demand equation, put the prices to find the quantities. So I'm going to divide my little board into 2 spaces. And I'm going to start with 100, okay? So, if the price is equal to 100, what is my quantity demanded? I'm going to call this point A, okay? So, simply, I replace price 100 in the equation is equal to minus 1 over 15 QD plus 200, okay? So instead of writing it this way, I'm going to write it this way. No, I write it the other way. Okay, I don't know how I did it in my, yeah, I wrote it this way. Okay, so I'm going to put this one over here. No, what am I doing? I think I'm tired. It's the country. I'm going to put this one over here and this one over here. Okay, let's start. Sorry for that. Moving on. So minus, I always put it in order to have the plus. So I'm going to have 1 over 15 QD is equal to 200 minus 100. So 1 over 15 QD is equal to 100. So QD is equal to 1,500. Okay? Easy calculation. I don't know why I got lost for a second. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for price 140. Okay? So I'm going to call this one point B. It's easier to write that way, but anyway. So if price is equal to 140, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So 140 is equal to minus 1 over 15 QD plus 200. Following? So chip, chip. Yeah, this time I'm going to do it the right way. So 1 over 15 QD is equal to 200 minus 140. So 1 over 15 QD is equal to 60. So QD is equal to 60 by 15. That would be 900. Okay? Take a screenshot of this one with me in the picture. No? Okay, take a screenshot because I need the board in order to calculate the elasticity. Okay, guys? So I'm going to delete this and only keep the prices and the quantities. C'est bon? Yes. Okay, so when the price is 100, my quantity demanded is 1,500. And when the price is 140, my quantity demanded decreases, of course, and it reaches 900, is equal to 900. Okay? So now I'm simply going to apply the formula. Okay? So I call this one QA and I call this one PA. I just gave you point A here. You can call them whatever you want. Okay, this one I'm going to call PB and this one QB, and I'm going to apply my formula here. So I'm going directly to the numbers. So it's 1,500 minus 900 over 1,500 plus 900, everything over 2, over PA, 100 minus 140, which is PB, over 100 plus 140, everything over 2, and do not forget the absolute value, and that would be your elasticity of demand. Now it's a simple matter of calculation. Calculation is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to show you the way I do it. You're not forced to do it the same way, but it makes my calculation easier on me. So I have them over here. I did everything. Yeah, I did my exercise. So where am I? Question 2. Okay, so here it's going to give me 600 over 2,400 over 2. Everything over minus, I'm going to put the absolute value, minus 40 over 240 over 2. Okay? Now I'm going to take off the absolute value so I get rid of the minus sign. Okay? So ED again is equal to 600 over 2,400 divided by 2, that would be 1,200. Everything over 40, I took off the absolute value, so everything needs to be positive now, over 240 over 2, that would be 120. Okay? Now before I continue, what I do is I try to simplify these. So I'm going to do like this for the zeros. I don't need them. 6 over 12, I can divide by 6 in order to simplify. So it's going to give me 1 over 2 divided by, okay, the zeros I simplify, and I could simplify by 4, isn't it? So 12 divided by 4, that's 3. That's going to give me 1 over 3, okay? Over 1 over 3. This is the way I do it. You don't have to do it the same way. Okay. Once I do this, it becomes really easy. It's 1 over 2 times 3 over 1, which is going to give me 3 over 2, which is equal to 1.5. And that would be the elasticity of demand, 1.5. Now they asked you to comment. So what is the comment? You simply compare the elasticity with the rules I've given you. What do you notice? ED is equal to 1.5, which means ED is greater than 1. So if ED is greater than 1, you say demand is elastic. So I do have an elastic demand. Okay? Take a screenshot because I have to move on. Okay, guys? So I'm going to rewrite the answer to question 2, which is question 2. Elasticity of demand is equal to 1.5 and it's elastic. C'est bon? I haven't said c'est bon in a long, long time, so I miss it. C'est bon? Let's move on. I'm gonna erase that, if you don't mind, because I need my board. So here is your answer. And now I'm moving to the next question. Okay, the next question is simply, let me see here. Yeah, what would happen to the revenues of suppliers if they decide to increase the selling price? Okay, so what do we have? We have a revenue first. Okay, that's question 3, revenues. First, I know that revenues are equal to price times quantity that is supplied and sold, which means both supplied and demanded. Okay, now how am I going to do this? I know that ED is equal to 1.5, which means that percentage delta QD over percentage delta P is equal to 1.5, which means that percentage delta QD is equal to 1.5 times percentage delta P. Meaning, if I increase the price by 1%, I would decrease the quantity by 1.5%. So which one is winning? The increase in price, which is only 1%, or the decrease in quantity demanded? It's the decrease in quantity demanded, so the revenues will decrease. So the decrease in quantity demanded is not offset by the increase in price. Meaning that the revenue will decrease. Here you go. Let me see what I have written here. ED greater than 1. So the proportion of the increase in the proportion, price increases by a proportion, the quantity demanded will decrease by more than that proportion. Here I gave you the numbers. This will result in a decrease in revenue, and as the increase in price does not offset the decrease in quantity demanded. So that's what I have written in my draft. It's exactly what I have written here. I'm repeating myself. Anyway, did you get that? I think you did. I'm moving on to question 4, which is I'm having a tax. Can I move on? Yes, I can. You took a screenshot. Good. Question 3, revenues will decrease, but of course you have the explanation in the screenshots. So revenues will decrease. Now I'm moving on. There is a little sentence here. They told you the government added a tax of $30. Okay? So the question now is to determine the new supply equation. So question 4, supply equation. The new one. Okay? So remember, when we add the tax, we simply plot, we add the tax to the price. Okay? So what is the price? The price is equal to 1 over 30 QS plus 80. Now, if you add to it 30, it's going to become, you add to it the tax, that would be your new supply equation. Okay? So you take the old one and you add the tax. Let's calculate it. It's very easy. 1 over 30 QS plus 80 plus 30. So the new price is 1 over 30 QS plus 110. And that's your new supply equation. Okay? Now you add it to the price. That doesn't mean that's what's going to become the price. Okay? You get me. Now it's the equation that we found, not the equilibrium yet. Agreed? Let's move. So question 4, the result would be this equation. P is equal to 1 over 30 QS plus 110. And I'm moving on. Let me check the time. Am I doing a good job today? Yeah, I can't see my time. That's weird. I can't move to see the time. Anyway, let's move on. I'm going to erase this and move to the next question. So the next question is simply, what share of the tax would the demand pay? Okay, question 5. I think that's question 5. Yeah. Determine, oh, I forgot a question. Determine the supply elasticity. I'm going to do it later. Okay? I'm so sorry. I forgot a question. So, question 5. That was question 5. Now it's question 6. I'm so sorry. I did everything and I still have a mistake. How can I manage this? I don't know. A lack of concentration, maybe. Okay, question 6. Share of the demand in the tax. What is the share of the demand? So as usual, what you do, you put the formula in front of you and then you see what's missing and you look for it, okay? So how do I calculate the share of the demand? So the demand share is equal to the new price it pays minus the old price, okay? The old price, I have it already. But the new price, I don't have it. I have to look for it. So to look for it, I have the new equation of supply with the old demand because nothing happened to the demand. And I find the equilibrium price. Let's do it. So I'm looking for PE prime. For PE prime. I'm going to put the new equation. 1 over 30 QE prime plus 110 is equal to minus 1 over 15 QE prime plus 200. Looking for the intersection again. So what I'm going to do, pop and pop. So it's going to become 1 over 30 QE prime plus, can I put the common already? Yes, I can, I think. 2 over 30 is equivalent to 1 over 15. QE prime is equal to 200 minus 110. Now I'm going to calculate it. It's going to give me 90. So here it's going to give me 3 over 30 QE prime is equal to 90. So 1 over 10 QE prime is equal, 1 over 10 QE prime is equal to 90. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so QE prime is equal to 900. So you find your QE prime, you replace in any one of the two equations in order to find your PE prime. So let's do it in the supply. So PE prime is equal to 1 over 30 times QE prime plus 110. So PE prime is equal to 1 over 30 times 900 plus 110. 900, so 90 over 3, that would be 30, plus 110 is equal to PE prime. So PE prime is equal to 140. Okay? So now that you have PE prime, I'm going to do it over here. Okay? Take a screenshot for this and I'm going to delete. Okay? So I looked for PE prime, I found it, which makes the demand share. So question 6, PE prime is equal to 140. So PE prime is 140 minus PE, which was 120, is equal to $20. All these prices are in dollars, okay? So the demand share in the tax is $20. Question 7, the share of the supply. The share in the tax of the tax. Share, my share of something. So, if the demand pays $20, how much is left for the supply? That's all we're calculating. So, supply share is equal to the tax minus what the demand pays. PE prime minus PE. Okay? So, it's $30 of the tax minus the $20 that were paid by the demand. So what's left is $10. That's the supply share. Okay? So the supply share is $10. Now, if you look at how much each one of them pays, you're gonna notice that the supply is more elastic than the demand, because the rule is who needs it most. The one that needs it most is the one that is the most inelastic compared to the other one. Okay? So here the demand needs to buy the good more than the supply needs to sell, and the one who needs is the one who pays. So the most inelastic actor is the one who's gonna pay the maximum, the majority. Okay? So here, the demand pays $20, so it needs to buy the goods more than the supply needs to buy to sell the good. Okay? Elasticity here of supply is bigger than elasticity of demand because the demand pays more. Needs more, needs it more. Okay, keep this in mind. The one who needs is the one who pays, and the one who needs is the most inelastic. C'est bon? Okay, so question, I'm so sorry, PE prime here. So the demand share is $20. And question 7, the supply share is $10. Okay, now I missed a question, question 4, so I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna erase. Question 4 that I forgot. And actually it's good that it's here. you're gonna find that the supply is more elastic than the demand. It's a proof of what we have just said. So question 4, supply elasticity between 130, price of course, 130 and 110. Okay, what I'm gonna do, same thing. I have my formula, ES is equal to percentage delta QS over percentage delta P, which is equal to QA minus QB, if I have 2 points, of course, named A and B, over QA plus QB, by now you know it by heart, divided by 2, over PA minus PB over PA plus PB, everything divided by 2, and I do not need the absolute value because it's positive. It's the supply. Both price and quantity go the same way. Okay? Now, I'm not going to replace in front of you because you already know how to do it. I'm just going to give you the results. So when price is 130, I start with the biggest one. Quantity supplied is equal to 1,500, I guess. Yes, 1,500. That would be point A. Point B, when price is equal to 110, quantity supplied is equal to 900. Okay, but the elasticity is not the same for demand and supply. Okay, even though you think the numbers are the same, they're not. Moving on, I'm gonna start calculating. So ES is equal to 1,500 minus 900 over 1,500 plus 900 divided by 2 over 130 minus 110 over 130 plus 110 over 2. It's going to give me, here it's still 600, here is still 2,400 divided by 2, which is 1,200, over 130 minus 110, it's actually 20. That's where you have the difference. 130 plus 110, that's 240. 240 divided by 2, that's 120. So this is what you're going to have. Okay? Simplifying, choop, 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 choop. I'm going to simplify by 6. That's going to give me 1 over 2. Divided, here I'm going to simplify only by 2. By 2. It becomes 1 over 6. So it's going to give me 1 over 2 times 6 over 1, which is 6 over 2, which is 3. So elasticity of supply is equal to 3. Bigger than the elasticity of demand that was 1.5. So you know that this one pays more because this one needs it more. Elasticity of supply, ES greater than 1, so it's elastic supply. They're both elastic, but one is more elastic than the other. Agreed? We are done with the correction. So tomorrow we're gonna see we're gonna start chapter 5, the utility. I'm gonna do the video right now, so you're gonna see me exactly as you're seeing me today. So if you have any problem, you didn't understand anything, please do not hesitate to use my phone number. I'm always on WhatsApp for you. Okay? Bye-bye. Love you guys. Stay safe.